Good morning, good people. It's your boy No Face. And today I want to talk to you about some things that I've been really wanting to talk about for a long time. You know, I'm a Pisces. Let's get that out the way first. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very intuitive. I'm like an empath, a baby psychic a little bit. I know when people lying to me. I know when I hear some bullshit. And I know when some shit might have some relevance. With that being said, have you ever heard the story of Anu, Inky, and Enil? These are people from another planet called the Anunnaki. A lot of y'all don't know about the Anunnaki because you probably don't study this. I was enlightened by some of this knowledge, and when I heard the story, I was so intrigued. I kept probing and listening to different stories about them. These people have been around the whole earth, the documentation of these stories. And when I hear some of the story, I hear the Anunnaki version, and then I compare it to some of the context that I have heard from the Bible, and it is astonishing that now so many things make sense to me. Like, uh, take for instance, when he says, we will make them in our image. Who is us in the Bible? Who is us? It's just God. But he says, we will make them in our image. You know what the Elohim means? Elohim means the gods. So, I take you back to Anu, Inky, and Enil. Anu is the father. Inky and Enil are the two brothers he gave domain to the earth. And he told them to make them in our image. I used to wonder when I heard the story about the angels, and they said that the angels came down here and they made it with the women. You see what an angel looked like when they describe an angel in the Bible? Not a humanoid form. These other people that came to the earth and genetically modified us according to the Anunnaki scripture that's written on these pyramids and these tablets, ancient tablets, 450 years old, 1,000 years old. Uh, that intrigues me. That is evidence left behind from these people to let you know they was here. So therefore, when they came down here and they genetically made us in their image, these people did. So they make people that look like them. We were smaller than them. They were bigger people. They were like 7, 10 feet tall. Showed a picture of one guy named Gilgamesh over in a foreign land. I forget, maybe Israel or something. I'm not getting it correct all the way, but I know it's overseas. And Gilgamesh is holding a full-grown lion. That's how big these people were. So, if you make people in your image, if you give them their DNA, they look like you. You make them to look like you. So when these people came down and made it with the women, they were mating with women that look like their own women. You understand what I'm saying? That makes so much sense to me that you would go after something that you are attracted to, something that looks like you. That's why it wasn't hard for them to mate. Angels coming down, mating with something that don't look like them, I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe that they would do some shit like that. I just I just don't, this is just simple laws of attraction. It just don't make sense. But it makes sense for people that have genetically modified you to look like them to come down and make love to you. You understand what I'm saying? Women that look like your women, you are attracted to. They look just like our women. They just a little smaller. So they came down here and they took wives. They married. They did what they wanted to do down here. They had children with these people. So that caused a catastrophic change, because if you wasn't genetically modified, they genetically modified us so that we could mate with each other and produce more people. Produce more people to dig the gold for the planet of Nibiru. You understand what I'm saying? That was our whole purpose. We was here to dig gold. I know this is deep, and I know this gonna rock some of y'all. But this is just what a free mind thinks about. When your mind is open, you think about a lot of different things. Things resonate to you that don't resonate with most people. I told you I'm like an empath. When I hear something, I explore it. I try to find truth in it. And this rabbit hole is deep, baby. This is part 1. I'm going to come back to you again with part 2. I'm going to see how y'all take this little bit of knowledge I done dropped on y'all and see if y'all can deal with this. Or do y'all think I'm some kind of crazy atheist or something? Because I have had a change in what I believe on so many things. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I believe all the way, but I know I believe a lot of different things now.